So here you see we're hauling back on a pretty lousy day at the end of the pollock season. It's late October 2011, and we had just in fact set the gear about 30 minutes prior to this when it was blowing maybe 25, possibly 30, but we'd no sooner set the gear than the wind picked up. At this point it was going on about 55 or so. There's the weight chains coming aboard. And taking quite a few seas up the stern ramp as we haul back. There's Scotty way down at the back there on the controls, and Eric off to the right, Kevin there on the left. Just keeping clear of the conditions while the net comes up. We don't normally work when the weather gets this bad, but we sort of got caught out on this occasion. All the boats working with there's Eric. All the boats working with the Ocean Phoenix were in the same position. They had to haul back and quit fishing, pulling in the transducer unit that is on the headline there. Shows us fish that are passing into the mouth of the net. And continuing to haul up the rest of the gear. There's Kevin as the cod end comes up behind the boat, and since we only had this in the water about 30 minutes, there's not a lot of fish in there. There's the cod end with the fish, probably about 6 or 7 tons. And then when the Ocean Phoenix was ready for our bag, we pull up behind the streamer buoy and collect it. There are the boys waiting on the side of the boat to throw a grappling hook out for the buoy. Kevin's throwing the grappling hook. It was pretty difficult keeping up close enough to the buoy with conditions the way they were. But eventually we got a hold of it, and crab block pulls the line in, which goes directly to a big nylon hawser, and I lift that in, and we shackle the end of the wire cables that come from the cod end into that hawser, release it from the side of the boat, and it goes back up out of the stern from us and is directly hauled up by the Ocean Phoenix, who we follow during the whole process. And you can see she was actually taking some pretty big seas at the time, If you look closely, you'll see waves running right up the length of the stern ramp, which on that boat is about 30 feet above sea level, and it's a pretty steep ramp as well. So the lads on the Phoenix later told me they were taking water right up onto their troll deck. It was not a very pleasant experience for everybody involved. The seas at the time here are running about 20, maybe 24 feet on the bigger crests, and by the time we got to deliver, now it was blowing about 60 knots. The Ocean Phoenix recorded gusts of 60 knots. Now we're picking up the empty cod end, and had a bit of difficulty pulling the buoy in on this one, simply because it was so difficult to navigate under these conditions. And we pull up alongside the Ocean Phoenix as they drop the empty cod end down the ramp. At the same time as they're pulling up the cod end with the fish. And once they release the empty cod end, we just haul it aboard and zip it up onto the net and get ready to go. But on this occasion, of course, we secured the deck down and rode out the rest of the storm for another 6 or 8 hours, I think, before conditions improved enough for us to go back fishing. So this would have been, I think, about 60 miles north of the Unimak Pass in the Bering Sea. Yeah, there's the empty cod end. The boat was skippered by Mark